Do you know why reptiles should not be banned? Well, here's why. Well, I just recently heard that Florida is going to try to ban reptiles. They got a list of reptiles they're trying to ban, and that's just not good. It's not good news to hear. It's just not. I hate it when states ban reptiles. It's just not a good thing. It just causes a lot of problems. I mean, it ruins reptile education. It ruins people's chances of, owning these reptiles and caring for them. And even doesn't teach anything. It just doesn't really teach anything at all. It just makes things worse. It makes things worse for people trying to learn about the environment. It makes things worse about people learning about animals. It does. I've been educating people about reptiles for a long time, and I know I'm not a resident of Florida. I know this is going on in Florida, but I care. I actually do care about this because I love reptiles, and I hate to see reptiles getting taken away from people. I hate it when that the government goes out of their way to take these reptiles away from people, where these keepers and educators have worked so hard to basically get these animals and get people to interact with them and everything else. Even zoos know this is not good news at all. Like, zoos will definitely think this is not good news at all because they worked so hard to get these reptiles too. They worked so hard to get these animals in their facility and try to take care of them and know all the cares and everything else. So yeah, I really don't like this at all. Hearing the fact reptiles being banned is a terrible thing, and this will never teach anything. The reason why this will never teach anything is because it just proves the fact that the government doesn't care about education. This is why schools are failing, and I think reptile education should keep on going on. And it really sickens me that the government will go out of the way to do this. Like, I hate when the government just goes out of the way to do this. They try to do this dumb science explanation where they try to say, like, oh, these reptiles are going to get to the point where they're going to, be invasive towards Maryland. That is just ridiculous. Like, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen at all. That's just stupid. Like, that's the most dumbest science explanation I've ever heard. Like, that's the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. Indeed, because that will never happen. Like, that's the most illogical thing ever. Even I know that won't happen. And I'm still learning about reptiles. I'm still learning how great they are, learning how they stuff. And my career is to be a herpetologist. And I just hate it when the government tries to think of ways to just ban these, and it ruins my chances of becoming that way, or I become a herpetologist. I've always loved, interacting with reptiles. I love owning reptiles. I love educating people about reptiles. And it just really bugs me when the government goes out of the way to ban these reptiles. And I don't care what reptile it is they're trying to ban. It still bothers me. It still really bothers me because I love all reptiles. I love venomous. I love large lizards. I love large constrictors. I love all those type of reptiles. But it just really bugs me that the government goes out of their way to do this. So, because they're trying to think of ways to make sure these reptiles don't become invasive. But this is not really the way. This won't solve anything. This won't actually make them not invasive. Because, for example, the black market will basically still get these reptiles here and start making money. And the government won't even know it. Like, black market will be very successful at getting these reptiles in their power and just start selling them. And the government won't even notice it. Because, so banning them won't be good. Yeah, banning reptiles won't be good at all. It's just not a good thing to do. I did a video similar to this called Illegal Keeping and Exotic Ownership. If you haven't seen that video, you should really go in the description box below to watch that video. A lot of my friends and also a lot of reptile keepers like that video, and they definitely enjoy that video and say I have some really good thoughts about what I think of exotic ownership and illegal keeping and everything else. You should really watch that video and stuff. But anyway, I just want to tell you my thoughts. What I think of banning reptiles is bad. Like, it's wrong. It's abusive. It's definitely cruel towards animals. Like, it just shows that governments don't care about education. Like, they don't care. They just don't care. All they care is about money. They just don't care. They don't care. I know there's other groups that try to ban reptiles, like, for example, the HSUS, the Humane Society of the United States. I really don't like that group. I really don't like that area. The reason why I don't like that company is because they expose the fact they're just doing it for money. They don't really care for the animals. Hell, they don't have a good facility. They don't. We've seen pictures of their facility, and it's not in good shape. It's definitely not in good shape. The same thing with PETA. They're definitely doing the same thing. They're trying to prove people like these animals should belong in the wild and that kind of stuff. First of all, the wild's not safe. And second, we're trying to save these animals. We're trying to educate people about these animals. We're trying to do the right thing here. Where you people are just taking it too far. Like, PETA, you're taking it too far. HSUS, you're taking it too far. The government, you're taking it too far. So it really makes no sense for you to get into this stuff. It makes no sense at all. So I really think reptile ban should never happen. This needs to stop. This really needs to stop. And for all you people out there, you should really support the USRK and really support USRK Florida.org. I'll put a link in the description box below on this video and stuff so you can support them and everything. Because they're trying to win this battle. They're trying to win this battle, so this will never happen ever again. And I've always been responsible with my animals. I build these cages, as you can see right here. I love building cages. These cages I actually built and stuff, and I never had any escapes or anything like that, because I think building cages, in my opinion, is better than buying cages. Even though I do have some share of glass enclosures, but I am thinking about selling them in the future because I want to continue building enclosures, because I love building enclosures and stuff. So yeah, but anyway, I just want to give you my thoughts about banning reptiles. It's just wrong. It's terrible. It's abusive. It's cruel. It's just not good. Not good at all. It's also terrible for our reptile education. I love educating people about reptiles. I love people interacting with them and everything in person. It's one of my favorite things to do. Like, I take my reptiles with me to shows, and stuff, and I get people to interact with them. I mean, I get my snakes out and get my other animals out to get people to interact with them and everything. It's really a great thing to, do, because it teaches people a lot of things, how these animals are and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I love doing this job. I hate it to throw it away because of hearing these bans and stuff. It's just really sickens me when I hear about this. It really does. So yeah, like, these reptile keepers and reptile educators just like me have worked so hard to basically get these reptiles and teach people about them and everything else, and be really responsible with them and everything. Just to care for them and stuff. I always do my best I can to care for these reptiles and even be responsible with them and all that kind of stuff. I always do my best I can. And I really hate it when the government goes out of their way to ban these reptiles. Like, that doesn't solve anything. That doesn't solve anything. Like, it just makes us reptile keepers and us reptile educators look like criminals. And I don't want to be like a criminal, to treat like a criminal, just because I'm owning animals and taking care of them the responsible way. Like, I don't want to look like that. I do not want to be a criminal like that. It just seems wrong. It just really seems terrible. Well, guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you understand what I think of reptile banning and stuff. This is my thoughts on reptile bans. I just think reptile bans are terrible, and they should never, ever happen. They never should exist. Neither of the Lacey Act should exist. Like, I think the Lacey Act should go away. It should go away. Like, it's the most cruel law thing I ever heard. I hated the Lacey Act when it ever first started. It was by far terrible. Anyway, guys, I'm Hunter I, Reptile Events. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.